Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow League of Legends lovers, and haters. Welcome back! Happy April 1st! If it was actually April 1st. So, we are back once again after another 2 week, I think, hiatus from the last patch with a brand spanking new patch of League of Legends. This is where, in I think many ways than one, this is hopefully going to be a different sort of patch notes. Now, I'm kind of forced to do this more than anything. Excuse me. And first and foremost, the reason I say if it was April 1st is because this came out on April Fool's Day, where it was a very bad day for me. And I said was because it's April 2nd, it's 1:30 in the morning. I have work soon, and I should have done this earlier in the day, but I was busy. So here we are later at night, still doing it. Hopefully, it'll be out on time, or well, relatively recently. But this is where I'm gonna try, in the sake of time, and I think for everyone's pleasure as well, to try and go through this patch and cut out a lot of the bullshit. We'll see if I actually can, because I want to do this just normally in general, because I don't want to do like hour-long patch videos. But basically, I'll try and go a lot quicker with the changes, say if they're good, bad, sure, same old usual, but really just get down to the bare bones. Like, if it is something I want to talk about, I will. But if it's not, kind of just scroll through and say it's nonsense. Which, again, I've wanted to do for a while, but have obviously struggled doing that. But either way, aside from that, we are also here, and, this is also going to be different, because passes out, I've been playing League, although not much recently, but the biggest thing I haven't been doing in the longest time is playing Rift. I have been a non-stop arena grinder, which I love. I love arena. I haven't even played ARAM. It's literally just been arena. So I very much do not have my hand on the trigger of how the balance is in regular Rift, which is the majority of what they focus on with these patch notes. But either way, it's April Fool's. We have a lot to talk about, especially with the skin. Let's hope we can go through it quick. Let's go! Patch 25.07 should be taken very seriously. And then they put an emoji. I love emojis. Not the Emoji Movie. Shaco is cats, Malphite is a sandcastle, and Neferi is a hot dog. Welcome to the new patch. We have a handful of April's Fool's changes live for this patch only on the Rift and in ARAM. And there's something important to talk about too, which is probably going to take up a lot of time, which I'm going to hate. And in ARAM, so make sure to jump in while you can. The visual update for LeBlanche is here, serving deceit and updated looks and an updated rare sigil acquisition rate in Demon's Hand. And the second wave of guests of honor are hitting the arena. Yay, variety! The highlight of our live gameplay updates is an update to Yorick. They'll summon more Mistwalkers, so they're kind of taking a page out of Neferi here. Be more self-reliant and have much better laning, but losing some late game damage as compensation. So again, I'll probably go into this later, but they did this to Gwen as well, recently. He's also getting quite a suite of quality of life changes and bug fixes. Cool. Other life balance changes include tightening lane swap detection, which has been a major point of contention, following a balance on Neferi, Gwen, and Singed, and making Yone fairer, which is interesting. So let's see. So TFT, the new patch is here for TFT. Big patch, but something I don't and hopefully never will go over unless I fully transition to there. But TFT is fun, and I do enjoy it. Either way, we'll talk about a lot of the stuff after. But either way, April Fools. So Mayhem versus Merriman is here. Oh. Party Drake Cat Minions Disco-Fueled Chaos takes over as Shaco pranks clash with Pengu Garen's Wholesome Hype. And I have a couple things to say about these skins as well. Dash through Speed Patch, trigger Surprise Events, join the party before it's all gone. All of these temporary changes will be active in non-ranked queues. So don't worry about ranked. You can be as sweaty as you want in there. Pengu Garen will be available for the duration of this patch. It is a freely selectable skin for Garen available in everything. There are even more Easter eggs hidden in the game, so have fun discovering them. Pengu is exclusively available for April Fools and will be leaving the Rift after 2 weeks. Same with Party Drake. Oh wait, no. Party Drake will also be spawning less frequently after the first 3 days. Oh wow. Interesting. So Party Drake, what the fuck does this do? Gain 30% bonus move speed when within range of allies. Every 5% bonus move speed gains 1% AD and AP. Wow, so it's Hecarim passive. Receive a party favor item in your inventory. If your slots are full, it'll be open for you automatically. They'll award random gold and a skill point in a groovy disco aura. Wow. So there's disco pads, all this other bullshit. Basically, in the essence of time, this seems really cool, really interesting, and it's good it's not in rank because obviously this is not too balanced. But I love that they're doing this. I really got to see the full extent, but I really like this. Either way, in Summer's Rift and ARM, there's cat Shaco boxes, which is cool. Being a box will grant you a random cute effect. Every 10 stacks will grant you a minor party favor. I'm not sure how Pengu Garen will feel about these. ARAM, but make it fast. Summoner haste increased to 200. Kappa juice now costs 300 with no stack limit. Good lord in heaven. Snowball is looking a little different. Cool. So nothing crazy. Known issues. If a party favor will grant a skill point due to having full inventory, it doesn't pop up the skill point UI until the next level is reached. Then you're able to spend the extra one. Cool. So again, I'm very happy they're doing this. This feels like something that would have been done in the past, although I really got to see the full extent of it. But I like this. I like this a lot. I like when things change and are festive and around a theme. And I really like that Pengu Garen skin, but we'll get into that. Either way, we have LeBlanc in all her hotness. This is where I was really scared with her VU, or I guess her ASU, that they would really take away her sexiness, because her lore is now deeply entwined with Mordekaiser. She literally came from Mordekaiser, let's be real. And this is where I'm very glad she's still hot and not some like old decrepit crone. I don't know how much of her old lore is still canon though. The ASU is overall good, but this is where, and I've seen YouTube videos on this, it's really not as good as some other ASUs, and just in general as some standard quality new champions slash ASUs that have come out, even not so recently in the past couple years. One of the biggest things is, number one, I don't think she has a lot of facial rigging, which a lot of other people do. And then number two, she has a lot of missing animations that are standard in terms of like running, attacking, all that other stuff. So even though it's higher quality than old LeBlanc, it's not up to what I believe current day standards are. And that's kind of going to be the case for the new Shaco skin as well. And we'll get into the skins, but the LeBlanc update overall is good. She's hot, she looks better. Not what it could have been, and we really can't compromise on these things because it's sad we're giving slack to the billion-dollar company. But overall, it's better if we're comparing it to the old one. It should have been even better, though, compared to what we should have gotten. So similar to what they've done in the past, her prestige skin is getting a price increase. Her prestigious. We made changes to the SFX of Ravenborn, which was a really good skin back in the day. I'm surprised the LeBlanc has no legendaries, but if you don't use or own these skins, you'll be able to purchase them at a cheaper price before the VU. So basically a day. Keep an eye out for our YouTube channel as well, as the LeBlanc's new champion theme is going out, which is cool. Demon Hand. So Demon Hand is a new card game. Again, to kind of go through this quickly, I think it's a really nice, cool addition. I want more stuff in the client that we could do, even though it loads, it takes forever to load, and I don't want to say it's glitchy, but it definitely feels like it's on the client, if you know what I mean. And one of the biggest things, since I love the actual game mode, I'm sure there's other games like it, and they probably copied stuff, but it's very cool, it's very interesting, and it's decently hard too. But this is also where I would say the biggest thing I want is to be able to do things in queue. If they can have that, then I think League gets just so much better. We need to have more mini games and just have the client be better. But overall, I really liked it. And according to this, people really liked it too. There's a lot of combos and everything. And rare sigils, which you get by actually playing League. You should know significantly easier time to acquire them. So you'll get them easier, which is cool. Earning increased progress towards these hidden missions by about 80% per minute, which is crazy. Either way, it's cool. It's easier to do good in it because the hard versions are a little bit harder for other people. Not me, of course, but others. Very, very nice game in the client, though. Literally came out of nowhere because RIP started in 20. Alright, systems. Let's see this. It's a commonplace tactic for mid laners to rush symbiotic souls. So again, I don't have any clue what's happening in Rift. I don't really play it. So let's see. Removes all sense of attrition. We like that souls are a popular and viable option on supports. Rather just the recall. Ooh. The changes below result in shorter trips to base. So when you have these specific boots, or maybe it's just in general, you're gaining less of your bars back per second. Wow, interesting. And then the home guard speed is getting nerfed, but the same later game. Cool. Not really anything crazy again. They're just trying to like nerf mid laners from abusing shit. At least they're not putting it in the ground like they would for ADs though. Lane swap detection again. This is something that they've recently introduced, and they've gone a lot more lax with it, which they should have. I think it's a very, very punishing system, and realistically, their reasoning is pro players use it and abuse it, and no one likes it, even though they have to do it because it's the most efficient thing. Which I would question at that point. It's bad game balance, but their solution to it was very heavy-handed. It's literally just, hey, don't do it or else. And this goes down a slippery slope of, if a new tactic comes out, like the feeding Singe support, who actually wins and takes smite and actually wins with it in ranked, he got banned even though he was trying to win and he was winning, and it was a legitimate strategy. So, if there's a strategy that Riot and no one else likes, can they either A, not balance it correctly to remove it, and B, what will they kind of, put the brakes on if they don't like? These are the questions I ask, but it doesn't matter. I think this is a hopefully one-off thing for at least a while, but no one did this in basically regular play, and in pro play again. If they actually do hate it, if we're trusting Riot, then good riddance. It was boring anyway. Anyway, champion changes. Brand. So Brand is getting buffed, at least in the jungle, which is crazy because, anything to get him out of support is fine. I think he should be a mid laner. But hey, if they want to put him jungle, put him jungle. Get him out support. So this is good. Darius, they decreased his armor, and they increased the cooldown, which is crazy. Because, I know they've been buffing Darius, especially Darius jungle, but this is where it's surprising to me that they did this, because he is the apex of the battle pass. He does have the new skin. This is kind of crazy. Gwendolyn. So again, this is allegedly what they're trying to do to Yorick, and what they already did to Gwen, ironically enough. This is where they changed Gwen, and it's a similar thing they did to Kayle, and I mentioned that before too. Kayle got her late game nerfed to buff her early game, which was the main issue. And I think for Gwen, that was an issue too. Even though I think like it should be the trade-off for what you get for her. But I guess it wasn't enough because they're nerfing her again. Whoopee! So they actually backfired, and they made her too strong early, but they also want her to scale. So what are they doing? They're taking away the early game damage from Q, and then the W, they're... Wait a minute. They said they're re-adding some of her scaling. Where are they re-adding it? The base damage on the final slip is overall less. Oh, so she's scaling better on the resist with W. Man, this is nothing. This is ass. Whatever. Ivern, this character, after all the jungle changes and basically taking his kit and giving it to everyone, especially with the buff sharing, makes Ivern so... I don't want to say bad, because he's still a great support, but it really took away a lot of his nuance and stuff. So Ivern sucks dick. They need to buff him. So they're buffing him with root duration. Early. Cool, I guess. Lilia. So they overshot the buffs. What are they doing? Just, random damage cutting. Okay, cool, whatever. Scaling, alright. Lulu. So Lulu, like I said last patch, when they touched her originally, is one of the best supports in the game. Great skill ceiling. Can do almost everything. Excuse me, you just need to be good. So they really don't like that. They just hate bot lane and ADCs and supports now that are not mages. So, they're nerfing her. What are they doing? So the minimum damage on Q is getting lessened. Whoopee by 10. Yippee. Maximum damage is getting lessened by 15. Okay. And they fixed bugs. And then the cooldown of W is now 18 at all seconds. Or at all ranks. Lulu's slightly worse. Nothing crazy. Neferi. So Neferi is getting the skin. I actually, again, don't know how the update changed her, because in Arena she feels like shit, personally. But that's Arena, which is not balanced at all. So let's see what's happening. The Fury is the top jungle dog after the update. Her early game is looking especially dominant, and they're nerfing her. Cool. Her base stats are going down. The passive is going down against jungle monsters. The Q to mains is going up. The W, which is the new thing, is getting nerfed early, which is fine. And then they're getting ults. Okay, cool. Or ult bug fix. Nice. Nefuria is slightly... I don't know. I feel like she's the same, slightly better in lane, worse in jungle. Whatever. Olaf! E-cast time, not skills with attack speed. This is a great quality of life change. I think they need to give Olaf an ASU as well, similar to LeBlanc, and actually not be lazy with it. Olaf they could do a lot with, but they probably won't. He's a very simple guy. He's very, very simple. Kind of similar to Gragas, which makes me think that's either A, they have things against Freljordians, or B, they just don't like simple characters. But, yeah, this should feel a lot better now, which is great. All those Olaf players are eating. Shaco. Shaco has to get buffed. He is getting a legendary. He has to get buffed. Again, we'll talk about that skin. So passive is anything crazy. 5% bonus, that's fine. And then the Q Deceive is getting buffed by bonus AD again. By about 5. Okay, cool, whatever. Slight buffs, nothing crazy. Shen Q. Oh? So they want Shen to be a split pusher, and they're pushing him more in that direction. I wonder if this has anything to do with the Yorick changes. He doesn't have enough damage against structures to threaten real damage. Letting his Q base work against towers should give him a bit of extra side lane pressure. Wow! So obviously the percent max health does not apply because that'd be ridiculous. But this is pretty good. This is a decent good change. I remember when they changed this for Vayne, when they let Vayne's Q start proccing on tower, and everyone thought it was the most broken thing ever. And I'm glad that people are a little wary about this stuff, because especially with stuff like move speed, something like taking down towers and stuff like that kind of goes into macro, and that's a very important thing. But I don't think this is too crazy, but it's very good for Shen. Singe, this guy is so troll. What are they doing? So they just buffed him before with the minion execute. They really gave him a lot of quality of life. So they're nerfing his passive, which I think is fair. The Q is actually getting buffed. Wow. And then the R is getting slightly nerfed. Again, it kind of seems similar to what they're doing with everyone else. They're just putting more power in his base kit. At least in his Q, the only thing that matters. Trundle! So what are they doing? They're buffing him because they want to help the skilled players. So what are they doing? Increasing his slow and decreasing the cooldown. Great, Trundle's more annoying. Cool. People would just use this to troll and nerf so much they would never let you back. So, what are they doing? AP Volley is getting adjusted. And by adjusted, I mean they're not nerfing it, which is... I don't think it's broken, which is fine. But they're buffing AD, so instead of tearing down AP, they're building up AD, which I love. Although it might lead to power issues later on. I love it for now. And this is where they say something that's true. Building AD Volley sucks fucking dick. So there's 50% bonus AD on his W, which is great. I don't know if it's enough, though. Zerath. I feel like Zerath is such a simple champion. It's either A, just buff his damage, because realistically, what else are you going to buff without changing his gameplay? So he's a very easy champion to, like, you know, buff and nerf. He's obviously very skilled. Everything's a skill shot, but that doesn't mean too much anymore when you're going against stupid people. But I personally really love Zerath. I always play him. He's amazing. What are they doing? So they're saying he lost Premier Artillery Mage over time, and he's going support, which is terrible. And they don't like that. So they're rewarding AP building by buffing his Q ratio, his W ratio, but nerfing it as well, base. His E is getting nerfed just overall. And then his R, which is getting buffed with AP. I think this is fine. Again, they don't want him to go support, which I'm all for. They want him to go AP, mid, which I'm fully for. Yone! Oh, good lord. So, I don't understand why they're doing this. I mean, Yone is pretty much used a lot in pro play too, but they did this on Yasuo, and I don't know why they didn't do it to Yone. But what are they doing? Oh, I actually remember this change. This is a huge change. So they're basically making it so the E doesn't cleanse things like it used to. This is actually really, really big. Skilled Yone players could abuse this. Now they can't. Yone is actually a lot worse. The critical strike damage no longer getting reduced by 10, I don't even think is like a worth it thing. Because the E now no longer cleanses crowd control, and it's just like Damn, this is gonna suck. Yeah, it's a big nerf to Yon. The buff doesn't even matter, in my opinion. Oh, good Lord York. Alright, let's read this shit. And as people know, I am the shovel. I love the Mori. Not talking about DBD. We're delivering a large-scale update to York this patch with two primary goals. They want to make him better, make him more complex, which is interesting. I thought it was complex enough already. Any champion that I think has multiple builds that are viable, because York has lethality, he has bruiser, he has full tank, even though it's rare. I like that you have options. Build that bitch like Stockton. Anyway. Second, they want to make him stronger in high-level play. Ooh. Some minor adjustments, making him easier to retune. Oh, excuse me. So similar to Gwen, they're pushing out his early game. And, more graves on minis you don't kill with Q. Graves for simply whacking a champion. Simple number buffs to Q and E debuff that York himself can use. Oh. Skill expression style making York care more about his own output. Also cleaning up the rules on Mistwalker's health. They are more numerous and less damaging late game, but also more resilient. Thank God, these things used to be cleared like nothing. There's a few bugs, but it's whatever. So armor growth is down, which is sad, which means they really think he's going to be good. So Jesus Lord, let's see this. Nearby death, so it's scaling a lot better and earlier. The attack damage is nerfed. Most attack speed is just York's. The health is somewhat better early. So the Mistwalkers now update. You don't need to summon new ones, thank God. Oh, champion basic attack damage towards Mistwalkers is just greater, so it doesn't insta-kill them. Single target now does normal damage. AoE is less. On-champion damage is less. Mistwalkers no longer follow York. Recall. York can now ping his passive share that count of his Mistwalkers. Wow! Well, so far, I like this. So his Q is now decently lower cooldown. Damage is up. Wow. And then summons a grave no matter what, even if you don't kill these two things. Champions and large monsters. Great. So the E. Now it's flat instead of current HP, which is sad. It gives them a lot more move speed. It shreds, but it no longer increases damage. I like this a lot. And then the R. The R's damage is going up by a good amount, although losing scaling. And then the health is buffed like crazy too. Holy shit. Wow. I mean, it's very tanky. Overall, I think this is great for York. I don't know how many ghoulies he's spawning now. Does it say? They said they wanted more, right? Or did they just mean spawning more, not overall limit more? But either way, York is pretty good. I don't think he's nerfed too hard late game. He could still split push, and he still should. But I'm very excited for New York whenever I get to it, whenever I get back to Rift, aka when Arena leaves. Catalyst. They're buffing it. It doesn't look like anything crazy. Rod, same thing as before. I feel like no one builds this anymore. Umbral Glaive has been a weak state for a while. Yeah, because it only has like one passive that's useful, and it's still dirt cheap. So what are they doing? They're nerfing the cost, buffing the damage, but also nerfing the cooldown of the passive to find wards. Honestly, this is whatever. Wait, but if it's weak, let me see. Tone down the frequency of the passive. So yeah, it is a net buff, but it's weird they're going this direction. This time feels more like a stat stick now. Either way, on to ARAM. Who cares? And Swift Play, Quick Play, Normal Draft Queue update. So in 15.7, we say goodbye to Quick Play and Blaze Swift Play everywhere. Nice. We're gonna make a small change to Normal Draft. Cool. Excuse me. Man, it's almost bedtime for me. And then the arena. Breaker now works on more stuff. Thank God. CC lock was crazy. Ring of Fire along with damages players in the Death Realm. Thank goodness. Engraved screen now displays up to 5 augments. Nice. So new guests of honor. I will actually save these for when I actually see it in game. We have Ambessa, Verena, Draven, Cassiopeia, and Alistar. And then we have further beyond that LeBlanche, Thanuzal, which is Living Mordekaiser, and Elise got changed. Cool. I'm not reading all that. Curse augments, they keep buffing curse, thank goodness. Everything else is whatever. Okay, cool. And we have New Clash. We have Air of Cup, which is... Oh, which already passed. And then we have Summer's Rift Cup. And then a new Summoner's Rift Cup. Clash, Summoner's Rift. And Aram is the one I'm more interested in, but I might play all of them. Okay, so we still got some time for this. Cool. Since we increase the number of Clash tournaments per year, we're also bringing the rewards. Nice. So the Blue Essence Emporium is back. Whoopee. I doubt there's anything crazy new. Besides further unlock chromos and stuff, but if you missed anything, here it is. So what's this? Jin and Vel'Koz pricing. Oh? Jin will be available for 1, 2, 3, 4 Blue Essence, and Vel'Koz will be available for 16, 18. I don't know if this is a direct parody of something else or a direct reference, but I like Jin's one. Vel'Koz is the one that's confusing me. So thank them. So because they're baking Sounders on more in the oven, which they should, they're extending Quantum Galaxy Z because they want something in. Cool. For these Battle Academy Kiana, there's a bug. So, they'll eventually get her border. Cool. Bug fixes Quiet Life. I'm not reading this shit. And then that's it. Let's go over the skins. We're getting a new pair of April Fool skins. I don't know if they switch teams. I don't know how much they outsource because everything has gone down in quality, especially skins as well. And it's most evident, which is sad because back in the day, they never would have compromised on this. But now they are. By the way, these skins, I think, are like one of the best skins we've gotten in a while. They're good themed, they're creative, and they're just massively well done. Urgot the Clogfather is literally the Toilinator. Pool Party Malphite looks crazy. Pengu Garen, I think, has like really good animations. It almost feels like an upgrade to Garen, and I hope they make this permanent, because sadly it's not. Grillmaster Braum is crazy good. Glizzy Neferi is a crazy name and crazy in game. And then finally we get to the piece de resistance, Cat in the Box Shaco. This is where, compared to what we just got, which was a tragedy, and of course it's for an ADC, we just got a terrible, basically glorified 1350 legendary skin with Xayah. Again, very sad. Shaco is 100% the better skin. Like, it is actually legendary, and this is where, sadly, the guy who reviewed LeBlanc actually did the same thing for the Shaco skin, and it's missing a lot of the things the LeBlanc one has too, and it's so sad because I think this is one of the best legendaries we've gotten in quite a minute. But, you know, Riot seems to just be compromising even on their one thing they shouldn't, which is cosmetics. Sad to see, but people are still going to pay into it, so it is what it is. But yeah, no, these are absolutely amazing skins, some of the best we've had in the wild. I'm shocked by them. They have chromos. And then that's it, that's the patch. Overall, nothing too crazy. I am interested in the Yorick changes. Yon's whatever, Xerath's whatever. Everything else is whatever. This is like a whatever patch. Except Neferi got changed a little bit. Excuse me, yeah, and the fountain stuff too, and LeBlanc says you. Overall, I would give this patch like probably a 7 Mark Merrills out of 10. Maybe 6.5. 6.5 for sure. There is stuff that's cool. I just don't know if I'm too tired, too time deprived, who knows. But nothing really got me going besides the potential Yorick changes. Everything else is cool, but I don't really care. Either way, though, that's going to be it. I hope everyone enjoyed. 6.5 out of 10 Mark Merrills. If you thought anything about this patch, about my opinions, let me know. Or watch me live at twitch.tv/Tecnics channel. We made it under 30 minutes. Let's go. I hope everyone has a good one. Eee!